This is me, and I don't know what awaits me yet. I have exactly 1 week. It all started with an ordinary idea, but something went wrong. And now I'm going to pass GaoKao in a week. GaoKao is not just a Chinese exam, but the most difficult exam in the world. What will come of it? I don't know, but we will find out. And then I realized that finding the site with the variants is quite an adventure. There are plenty of sites, but almost all of them are in Chinese, and figuring out where to download real tests by the feel of it turned out to be more difficult than solving the math problem itself. After a couple of hours, you'll already start to doubt, am I doing this right at all or not? But finally, I found a suitable site and exam option. I tried to go in, open the test, and then the real adventure began. The first question in mathematics already stumped me. The second one seemed familiar. Oh, there is a small victory. But the further you go, the more you understand that Chinese school children prepare their whole lives, not weeks. Each task is like a mini puzzle. It requires logic, patience, and mostly just luck. But when I finally found the option and the site with the GaoKao tests, I would not have started it better. My day started with looking at the English and math options. I decided that I would try my hand at this, because I will be taking it myself, but not GaoKao, but my country's exam. GaoKao is a Chinese national exam that all school children who dream of entering a university take. The history of this exam began a long time ago. 1,000 years ago, in China, there were imperial exams where the fate of those who wanted to become officials was decided. Then they tested not only knowledge, but also patience. After all, the exams lasted for days. The modern GaoKao appeared in the 1950s and has since become a real test for Chinese school children. The results of the exam often determine the future, where you will enroll, where you will work, what path in life you will choose. It includes Chinese, mathematics, English, and specialized subjects, and is taken over several days. On the day of the exam, the entire country seems to freeze. Traffic jams disappear, trains run on schedule. Families try not to disturb their children. For many, GaoKao is not just an exam, but a real milestone in life. And me, I'm trying to pass it in a week. I don't know if I will succeed, but at least it's interesting. And to be honest, after a couple versions in math and English, you begin to understand why Chinese school children prepare for entire life and not a weeks. But behind the dry numbers and rules, there are real destinies. There is a story of two twin brothers from Chengdu, which inspired millions of school children in China. For 3 years, they built their lives only around their studies. They did their homework right at school, strictly followed the schedule, and went to bed no later than 10:30 in the evening. Their discipline was ironclad. Rest for them was short 10-minute naps in turns. Their life belonged only to their studies, and all this was for one moment. The day of the exam, their result was impressive. One scored 780 points, the other 705 out of 750 possible. Their numbers opened the doors for them to the best universities in the country and made them role models for thousands of high school students. 3 years of such discipline and self-sacrifice paid off. They passed the GaoKao with excellent results and entered one of the most prestigious universities in China, Peking University. Later, they even wrote a book about their school life. But along with this inspiration, this story also shows the other side. The price of such a result, stress, ego, and loss of personal time and oneself. I think that the exam itself is not difficult if you start preparing for it in advance. But the very fact of the hyper importance of this stage in life and the popularization of the meaning of the exam in your life makes what we see today. Due to the large number of students trying to enter, there is a lot of competition, which leads to stress and burnout. But according to statistics, 18% of those taking the exam are admitted. Because the competition is not for for admission, but for the most elite colleges, where the probability of admission is extremely low, parents of children even move closer to the places where their children will be entering during the exam. There are schools in China where students prepare for the national exam, almost like the Wulton military base. The morning starts with reviewing the material, then there are hours of classes, motivational shots, a strict schedule and little rest. The goal is to enter a first-tier university. The city of Hengshui has become a symbol of such preparation. Schools here show incredible results, but students pay for it with stress, burnout, and loss of personal time. Why such competition? China has a huge population, and there are few places in prestigious universities. A high score on the GaoKao is a ticket to a good career and respect in society. Therefore, for many students, success on the exam becomes the most important goal in life. Don't put off exams, and not just exams, but everything that is important for later. Start preparing as soon as you can, the sooner the better. I probably made this video so that I could also start preparing for my exams more, and not waste my time and look at it from the outside. This way you will have a better chance of getting points. Even I was able to write. It's a pity I don't have an advertisement for online schools, otherwise this point will be fit in perfectly. And don't exaggerate everything. You only have one life, live it.